So what model Buick is this?
1937, model 41, 122-inch wheelbase, 5 passengers, 4-door trunk back, Fisher body style 4419. It's got a 4.1 litre straight 8 engine.
Right. So go on then. What's the story with this one?
Well, I'm not sure. It's been sent after I had the steering box rebuilt at some point, and it's obviously very worn out, but it's trying to work out what's worn out and what isn't. And they put some sort of stop thing in it here, because that isn't in it originally. That's been machined or made up. I would say, looking at that, it's just worn out. That should be solid.
Okay.
So that's that much steering play just on that.
And you could feel that in the steering when...
Yeah, you turn the steering wheel and basically it doesn't go anywhere. So you've got to go through every bit and just try and get all the slack out of it, you know? Wherever you can. Wherever you possibly can.
So that's the best thing to clean this sort of thing up with?
Yeah, just get some petrol on it, mate. It's very stale, but it might just do the job, isn't it?
How do you know when petrol's stale then? Is there a smell to it? Or?
Smell and the colour, yeah. It goes brown. Basically, it's trying to revert back to oil.
Okay.
Where it came from. Yeah, I've had to take the engine out because the clutch thrust bearing has gone. But also, see that shaft there? That's called your first motion shaft in the gearbox. Should be a bush that fits in the end of the flywheel or roller bearing.
Okay.
Fits in the end of the flywheel and that goes into it, and that isn't there at all, so I'm going to have to take all the clutch out of it as well. Right, that physically can't be that worn out. Because what it is, that bit that sits in it, obviously they go round, they're on a spiral.
Yeah.
That wheel that sits in it, so when it's dead in line with the spiral, it'll be closer, and then as it does that, it comes away. Which is why if you look at that, those teeth get larger. Because you've got that much movement before it's doing anything. I mean, it was a lot worse than that, but we shall try and see. Now the bearings sit on that raised face.
Okay.
And when that's in there, so you've got no play on that. That's how it should be. But when it's in there, the bearings are entrapped. But it's going in that slot and that slot where it's worn out, so that's doing that.
Okay.
Which obviously doesn't help. So,
is it the size of the bearings or the wear on the...
No, it's not the size of the bearings, it's that's physically worn out. We'll have to try and machine it all up somehow. You can't weld it. That bolt was worn out as well.
Can you kind of buy replacement parts for these?
Well, you might get some bits, but that's where your play is. Like. Probably the best thing to do is face that off one side on the wheel and get a little thin phosphor washer in there somehow.
So do you enjoy problems like this to solve?
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds a bit different, doesn't it?
Yeah. Is there any chance you can use this? Because I keep falling over it. What are those parts?
Needle rollers, but they are wrong. So whoever's built it's put it together wrong. They should be full width for that to stop any movement in it. They're too short. So we'll have to make up a phosphor bronze bush for in there.
So they need to be the same
diameter as that, or same width as that, I should say.
It's all wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, because again, that's just letting that rub on those two faces. But the bearings aren't taking any slack up because they're not hitting the sides.
Yeah.
That's bronze. So it's had a flared end on it.
Yeah.
So you want to get it square in your jaws there. So just take the flared end off. And we know, see that won't pull out because I've gone past the engine jaws because you've got that flared end on it. So now I know that can go in there and give me enough room to work on it.
So where are you measuring?
Measure that, internal diameter of that, and we want that to fit in there. Getting close. Time that's clamped up, that'll be okay.
So what are we doing now then?
Just making sure the end's square. Time that's clamped up, that'll be good. Right, let's work out what size bolt hole we need.
Does it fit?
Yeah, just got to fanny around with a bolt now. So now that's solid, what we need to do is take that down to that.
What do you mean, take that down to that?
Take that height down to that. Take a bit off of it with a grinder and then we can put a washer in there. And it'll just space that out. Doesn't matter whether it goes left or right a little bit, it doesn't make the slightest bit of difference, you know. And we've just got to take enough off just to get a little shim washer in there. Sweet. That'll be alright. Right. The nut's under here somewhere, Mark. What's your name? Fucking hell, I'm going mad. I think it better be tidy up time soon, don't you?
Maybe.
It's pushing that way, isn't it? God, sometimes I hate myself.
Why don't you stop and do it now?
Yeah. Go better.
Yeah?
Yeah. So let's put the top bush back on. I don't know what the f they've done with that, why they've done that. It's like they've done that as a steering stop. But as I said, your steering stops.
Well, that block, that's
That's all been added. I don't understand why they've done it. Right.
What are you looking for?
Well, beforehand you can move the steering. I mean, that's got, in effect, that much play in it. Yeah? Whereas before it had like almost,
Yeah.
you know, a crap load of it.
I mean, you always expect some play, don't you?
There will be play in these, yeah, because of the age of it, you know.
Next week on the workshop.
You know when we did putting the mini steering in?
No, it's a different system.
Oh, it's
That's
the
called
same
a-
principle though.
Yeah, it all does the steering. That's a rack and pinion,
Okay.
what we put in the Mini. What you call a steering rack, this is a steering box.
Okay.
So instead of your column coming straight down, twisting that and the ends going like that,
Yeah.
this has got a steering column with a box on the end and what you call a pitman arm that does that.
Right.
Then that joins that on that one, so when you turn it, it does that. And that steers your left wheel, and then there's
Okay.
another bar that goes all the way across to the other wheel.